Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kelly Anderson, and I would like to welcome all of you to ISS Group's Agile Business Process Improvement demonstration titled Bringing Your Office on the Road. In this 30-minute presentation, my colleague Mike Markowitz will demonstrate how the 21st century organization uses our process digitization methodology along with our Agile Business Process Improvement solutions for the very latest in connectivity technology. As one of our clients, Abbott Laboratories discovered, an organization can dramatically improve productivity by approving and/or rejecting requisitions quickly. Reference a requisition inquiry, which, by the way, includes a time-stamped audit trail, all from your mobile device. Additionally, you can receive email alerts, text messages, and access your social media links. We'll show you just how to accomplish this in this short 30-minute session. Our agenda for today's demonstration includes a demonstration showing how iPurchase can interface with mobile devices to approve, reject, and action using mobile connectivity technology. And Mike will show you how iPurchase process digitization can create a requisition using iPurchase and submit the requisition for approval routing using our advanced approval routing technology on your mobile device. Again, welcome to the Process Digitization Methodology webinar, Bringing Your Office on the Road. Mike, I'm going to pass it over to you. Thanks.
Thank you, Kelly. And thank you all for joining our weekly web demonstration. We will be showing today, as Kelly mentioned, our new mobile interface for iPurchase 2015. I'm going to bring the new mobile interface up on the screen now. And as you can see, this is an iPad. The mobile device, can work on any device or smartphone or tablet that has internet connectivity and has access to your iPurchase solution. So you can use an iPad, you can use a Samsung tablet, a Dell tablet, you can use an iPhone, you can use an Android device, a Windows phone. It's any device or smart device that can access the internet. So as you can see on the screen here, this is the login screen for the tablet interface for our mobile device. So you can, from this screen, you put your username and password in, you can either log in, you can actually go to the desktop mode, but it's it's going to be very hard to see on a mobile device. So that's why we've created this mobile app for our iPurchase solution. You could also, if you forgot your password, or you can email help desk. You can do either three of these actions from the login screen. But today we're just going to log straight into the system. And I click the login button. Oops, sorry, here. And we are at the iPurchase mobile screen. Here, this is the home page, as I like to call, for the iPurchase mobile app. As you can see across the top, there are different tabs. Each tab has a different function. So, the home button is where we are right now. Let's go to the check tab, as I like to call it again, and we hit the check tab, and these are all the requisitions in the system that I have to approve. So I'm logged in as Frank, and as you can see, these two recs are in the pending state, and they're both with the supplier CDW, and they're both for $10,000. If I want to see more information about these recs, I would click the rec number. When I click the rec number, the screen slides to the left and then adds a second level of tabs. So from this tab, which we call the header tab, this is all of the header information that has been added to the requisition when it was entered into iPurchase. So you can see the supplier on the top and the total price. I can then go to more supplier information here. I can go to billing and shipping information. I can do the user information, which is who the buyer is, who the originator is, if this rec was entered on behalf of someone else, or you can do the deliver to. Also, what you can do is you can see other rec information. You can see all the notes that were added to this requisition, and you can see all the attachments that were added to this requisition. Now you can see I can leave all these sections open and scroll, or I can actually close sections I don't need to look at. So that's the header tab of the requisitions. Then I can go to the items tab, and this shows me what items are on this specific requisition. And you can see the rec number right here on the top of the page. So just like the previous screen when I went into the requisition, if I hit the item number, it's again going to show me, it slides the screen to the left, and it's going to show me all of the item information. So the site, the account, the sub-account, the cost center that this item is against. I can put in supplier notes, the justification, and I can also see attachments. So all of these fields that are in iPurchase can be seen from the mobile application. Let's go back now with the back button, which is located right here on the top of the page, on the top left-hand corner. I click the back button, and now we're back to the item. Now, for approvals, if I click on the Approval tab, now this screen will show me the whole approval sequence that this requisition has to go through. It also shows me if anyone has already approved it and when it was approved and how it was approved. So you can see here right in the middle of the screen that it says this one was approved by email. Oops, moved it, sorry. And it says approved on. It gives me the date and time stamp of when the R&D director approved this requisition. And as you can see, I'm next in line here because I'm signed in as Frank. And it's still pending, and it's obviously there's no approved on date because I haven't approved it yet. Now, if this requisition was retracted and then resubmitted, you'd have two levels of approval attempts. So you would have the first line, and then you would also have a second line, and it would say approval attempt number 2. I can also access Frank's information here by clicking on the little person next to Frank's name. It shows me his name, his email address, his phone numbers, his address, his supervisor, and I can add it to my address book right from iPurchase, right from the iPurchase mobile app. Excuse me. Let's go back again. So if I want to approve this, I would click the Approve button right here. If I want to reject it, I would click the Reject button, but I also have to put a rejection code in and a rejection note in order to reject a requisition. And this also holds true for iPurchase on your desktop. Okay, so let's move ahead. And now let's go to the Person tab, as I like to call it again. And I'm going to click on the Person tab. And now you can say, these are all recs or requisitions that I was the originator of. And again, I will say I'm signed in as Frank. So you can see the originator is Frank. And again, it says any type of rec it could be, any total amount, when it was entered. And then I can just, again, click on the rec number. And it brings me back to the last tab that I was on in the previous requisition that I was looking at. So I was on the Approval tab. But I can go to the Header tab. I can also go to the Items tab. So it works almost the exact same way as the Approval tab, except this is all recs that I'm the originator of. So you can see how much power this mobile app can have and how you don't have to be tied down to an office chair anymore. You can be on the road anywhere. You can be playing golf. You can be at a movie. You can do this from anywhere. Okay? The next tab is the magnifying glass, and the magnifying glass is how you search for recs, or what we call requisition inquiry. And as you can see, the blue banner that's on the top of this screen tells you where you are within the mobile app. So let's go and look through the second level of tabs, and you can see the first tab is called Frequent. And the reason it's called Frequent is because this is we think these are the most used fields that our customers use to search for a requisition. So supplier, requisition number, purchase order number, originator's name, the buyer. You can also do it on rec status. Okay? These are the most frequently used fields. I can go to the approver tab and I can put an approver name in, or the approval status I can pick from this screen. I can pick a GL. So these are all GL information. So you can do your account, your department, what project is this up against? You can select some bill to information, some ship to information. Now you'll see when I clicked on bill to, it gave me a pop-up screen. This pop-up screen is what is already in my demo system. If this was your system, it would be all your bill tos that have been entered into iPurchase. We can keep going here. We can go to the other tab. Now, the other tab allows me to pick a specific type of requisition, a UNSPSC code, the from and to dates, the from and to costs. Now, you can pick fields and add data to any field on any of these tabs at the same time and then do the search. So, for example, I'm going to pick expense, and I'm going to go back to the frequently used fields, and I'm going to pick CDW. Now, what's also nice about the mobile application is that any field that has a little magnifying glass next to it, all I have to do is type in 3 characters and it will bring up anything that is related to those 3 characters. As you can see, I brought up CDW. It puts in the account number or the supplier number. And then I'm going to click search. And now here, as you can see, the whole screen moved left again, and here is all the requisitions that are expense requisitions that have a supplier of CDW. And you can see there's multiple pages of it because the next page button is now available to you. If it wasn't available, it would look like the start over button here. And if I go to the next page, you'll see the start over button also becomes available. So this is how you can search for a requisition within iPurchase, mobile application. Then you can do the shopping bag. Now the shopping bag is a very interesting tab. What this allows you to do is supplier punch-outs. Now, a punch-out is a way to talk to your suppliers on their website. So how this works is, if I clicked on CDW, it would actually bring me to CDW's website. From there, I can pick and choose the items that I would like to order. But before I pick and choose the items, I'm signed into the CDW website with my contract pricing. So anything I pick after I'm signed in is the pricing that my company and CDW have a contract for. So as you're picking your items, you're putting it into your shopping cart. When you go to checkout, you click the checkout button, but instead of having to put your credit card in, what it does is it pulls all the items back into iPurchase for approval. So what happens is, when it pulls it all back, all the dollar amounts are correct because that's the contract pricing. It pulls in UNSPSC code so you can do graphs and metrics on it. It pulls in all the descriptions you need. So there is no user error in what the price of this item is or any of the data that's associated with an item. So you could see that a supplier punch-out is a much more accurate way of creating a requisition. Now, once you submit the requisition, it will run through the approval process based on the approval rules that you have created within your system. So we are going to do another weekly demo on all the approval rules within iPurchase, but for this demo, we're going to just stick with the mobile application from now. And if you have any questions, you can send an email over to us, either to Kelly or to Help Desk, and we'll show those email addresses at the end of the demonstration. Let's go now to the right arrow tab, as I like to call it, or the out of office tab. Okay? So the out of office tab allows you to set your out of office just like you do in Outlook. It doesn't work from Outlook. That's a question I usually get. You have to set this up yourself within iPurchase or the iPurchase mobile application. If I click on it gives me a list of delegates that I can choose from. These delegates are set up within the system settings. I can then choose the start time and the returning time I am going to be out of the office for, and I would just click Set Out of Office. Once I set my out of office, this allows whoever my delegate is to approve all recs that I'm an approver for, so that the recs don't get hung up with me being on vacation or just out of the office. The last button is just to log out. If I want to log out of the mobile application, which I'm not going to do. Now you'll also see there's a little button on the right-hand side here. If I click on this button, it just gives me a little menu of what we just went through with the tabs on the top. Then I have my views. Now these views are set up in the desktop version of iPurchase, but I can have them located here from the requisition inquiry screen, and it's also all the shared views that are in the system. So I can make views that I can automatically see the specific recs that I'm looking for. So I don't have to put data into any fields. It will already be there by just clicking on one of these views. So that is the mobile application from an iPad. One more thing I want to show, though, before I get off the iPad, is this is a dashboard that we created with CyberQuery. We are starting to integrate our iPurchase solution with CyberQuery, and you can access the metrics right from your iPad or iPhone, or any mobile device for that matter. And you can also drill down on this. If I click on this little square here, it's going to actually drill down and give me rejected items for analysis. So I can do all of those different types of things and also a CyberQuery report right within my mobile device. So let me switch now for a second. Give me 1 second here. And then I'm just going to show you really quickly what it looks like on a phone. So here is iPurchase on my iPhone. Now, if I log in, I have the same functionality. The only difference is when I log in now, when I go to look for recs, instead of it being listed and across the screen, I have to scroll a little bit more just because of real estate. If I turn my phone sideways, it works the same way. There's just not enough screen on the phone to be able to have that wide view. Same goes through for my requisitions, like the search requisitions. This all works exactly the same way. It just renders a little differently because of the device I'm on. And we can go through all these tabs if we'd like, but it's the same exact functionality. So on that note, I'm going to now I'm going to swing this back over to Kelly and let her finish the presentation.
Hey, thanks, Mike. Nice job. I just want to add to what Mike has shown and demonstrated that iPurchase reads the QAD supplier master table, the item master table in real time, as well as writes to the QAD purchase order table in real time, which eliminates the need for redundant data entry, as Mike stated, showing you the punch out. This in turn reduces human error, and it improves your efficiency, and it greatly enhances productivity. iPurchase not only works with QAD, it will also work with any ERP solution that can be integrated with iPurchase. With that, I would like to thank you all for joining our webinar today, Bringing Your Office on the Road. I hope you will join us in for our next webinar, which will be every Wednesday, continuing on at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time for approximately 30 minutes. So please feel free to contact any one of us. We can be reached through email at issgroup.net. You can contact me directly at kanderson@issgroup.net, or you can send me a text or an email message at 267-234-4737. And our sales mailbox, sales@issgroup.net, goes to all of us. So thank you again for joining us. I hope you guys have a great day, and we hope to see you next Wednesday. Thanks.
Thank you, Kelly, and thank you everyone for joining us. Have a good day.